Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today, and thank you to everyone who's made it their mission to fight for fair trade. It's undeniable that the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, was disastrous for American workers, costing hundreds of thousands of good, family-sustaining jobs and hollowing out countless communities. Our union was among the first to sound the alarm about the deal, and we worked diligently for decades to mitigate the damage to our domestic manufacturing and our members' livelihoods. And when efforts to renegotiate the agreement took place, we worked to help reform it to ensure fairness for workers across all three countries. We understood, as well as anyone, what was at stake as the first Trump administration sought to renegotiate the deal. We understood that in reshaping the agreement, there was an opportunity to protect good jobs, preserve our environment, expand workers' rights, and ensure a more level playing field for generations to come. And thanks largely to the efforts of labor and Democrats in Congress, the USMCA did make some progress toward these goals. Arguably, one of the most significant changes was the institution of a rapid response mechanism, which helps enforce workers' rights in Mexico. I don't think I need to tell any of you how badly the harsh repression of democratic unions in Mexico, the imprisonment and even murder of union organizers, hurts workers across North America, driving down wages and undercutting working conditions in a race to the bottom. The rapid response mechanism was a new tool to help remedy a corrupt system dominated by corporations that attempt to silence workers' voices. The mechanism allows any interested party to petition for a case. It also expedites enforcement of collective bargaining rights, and it allows for targeted penalties. As a facility-specific mechanism, it allows for action against the direct violators. All of this is incredibly important, but it's not enough. This mechanism alone has not been able to ensure that Mexican workers have widespread access to true union representation, and it's nowhere near enough to address the continuing threats to the jobs and living standards of American workers. Rapid response cases take about a year to resolve, and while that's a lot faster than any other trade mechanisms, it's a long time for Mexican workers who in most cases have been fired and often face blacklisting, threats, and violence while the case is being resolved. On top of this, there's the problem of scale. Only 38 rapid response cases have been filed, and only about 20,000 of Mexico's 10 million manufacturing workers have seen real benefits like a democratic union, a contract, or a significant wage increase. While this is better than nothing, and we celebrate what it's done for these workers and their families, it's simply too little to close the 10-to-1 wage gap between U.S. and Mexican manufacturing workers, a gap that continues to drag down wages and incentivize outsourcing. The rapid response mechanism was also intended to go hand in hand with a serious effort by the government of Mexico to fully implement its labor rights commitments. The government has not done its part. In the meantime, China, Vietnam, and other low-wage countries continue to use Mexico as a platform to access the U.S. market. And, of course, U.S. companies continue to outsource production and work to Mexico, abandoning domestic workers and communities. So what does this mean for workers? It means we need to keep fighting, keep pressuring governments across the United States, Canada, and Mexico to back democratic unions, not just in Mexico, but across North America. It means that we need to stand in solidarity with our counterparts in other countries, recognizing that the problem is not workers themselves, but a broken system seeking to exploit us all. And we need to encourage the Trump administration to put its money where its mouth is, not simply talking about fair trade, but restoring funding for vital programs that assisted Mexican workers seeking free and fair union elections. Done right, the USMCA could still arrest the trend of pitting workers against each other in a race to the bottom and help improve standards for workers across North America. Yet as we look to the future, it's clear that the USMCA still needs a great deal of work before it will truly deliver for working families.